What's going on with my Warning Army friends, my YouTube friends, my Patreon friends? What's going on with everyone in the cave? How we doing? What do we got today, man? I'm going through the Warning Ale's equipment rundown. Ale's, right? Something like that. Equipment rundown, and I think these are a little dated, but like it kind of gives us more of like a general feel of what they're kind of going for, right? And like I've seen lots of posts about Danny's Helix and her campers and stuff, and like I'll go through all that, man. I might my buddy Dave, he's reshooting some stuff on his guitar stuff. He's got his camper out right now, so we could do some of that if y'all want. Let me know, man. I'm up for it. Especially on the like content creator side, like if I can create some stuff that y'all would be interested in that isn't purely based on other people's music, like reactions, then let me know, because I'd like to add a little bit in. We'll say. Anyways, I'm gonna go through this, and then we're also continuing on with the Queen of the Murder Scene record. So this will be another back-to-back one. Hope you all enjoy and give me the thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Check me out on Patreon. Send me your links. Get your shout-outs. All that special stuff. I've got a PayPal link if that's kind of your thing as well. We do have a video sponsor for this one as well. This video is brought to you by DIYOJ Custom Jerseys and Hoodies. You can check them out in the link in my description box. They make custom, printed on demand, the way that you want it, the size that you want, the colors that you want, the number you want. You can get the BEL team, you can get whatever team you want. Check them out. They got hoodies, they got all kinds of colors. That's what I was most excited about. For those of y'all that have been following my story for a long time, I have played all kinds of sports growing up, and I've worn so many jerseys. I don't even know where to begin with them. And there's a couple things that I look for that I was really excited about. One of them is how the actual jersey fits and how it actually is shaped. I like how this one sits. It's comfy. I can wear a shirt underneath it. I don't have to wear a shirt underneath it. It's not itchy. It doesn't scratch. It doesn't bother me or anything. Another one is the actual labeling has stitching on it as well. So I used to have issues where any of the print on or any of the tag on stuff, my name, my numbers would peel after getting washed so many times, and I don't think that's gonna happen in this one. I love the colors, the rich, vibrant colors. It's been fantastic. My friends, check them out at DIYOJ.com, and you can get a 10% discount by using the discount code in the description box. My friends, let's get back to the video. I should probably put my jersey on when they're gonna sponsor the videos. Okay, let's do this. Let's watch this, my friends.
Today I'm going to be doing an equipment rundown, so hope you enjoy it.
Spectre bass, cool.
So guys, this bass was gifted to me by a fan called Thomas Elgin, and I'm honestly so grateful, because this bass honestly changed my life. I had never really graphed like a full-length bass until Thomas gifted me this bass. And once I plugged it in, oh my god, I just completely fell in love with this bass.
Cool.
So guys, this bass right here is a Euro 4 bass. And honestly guys, the sound this bass can produce is just amazing. It's such a powerful sound, yet such a clear and defined sound. It just sounds so good. And I am so proud to say that I am part of the Spectre family. And yeah. So guys, there's one last thing I want to tell you about my bass. This is not really like sound-wise or anything, but Thomas, once again Thomas, gifted me these little like lights that you can like put on the side of your bass, and it looks really cool. First of all, it looks like really cool when we're playing live, like the little lights moving around. And also it helps me, you know, when I can't really see anything live, it helps me, you know, put my, like, play where I need to play. And yeah, these are really cool, and I really like them. Moving
Interesting.
around, you can only see, like, the little lights, but it's okay. You see, guys, these are, like, super cool. It's really cool when
Never
like,
noticed that
there
before.
are no lights on stage, and you can only see my bass, and I'm playing. Oh, it's really cool. I wanted to play something, guys,
Like
but
Gene
I can't
Simmons-y
really
almost
record and play at the same time. So here, woo, it's just me.
Really neat. I didn't know that that they did that. That's really cool. Okay, so we've talked about the three-piece and how it's important to make it not sound like a three-piece, right? We've had that conversation lots. Like, because on a record you could have 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, 14, whatever guitar parts or guitar tracks just to make it sound big and beefy. You could have 3, 4, 5, 6 bass parts, all the exact same thing, but approached differently to fill out different spectrums of the EQ, the dynamic kind of frequencies that we hear, right? And so I think what she's getting at with the bass and like what my experience with Spectre basses has been is they've got a really, really nice high mid to them. So the kind of common misconception when people talk about bass is they think it's all low. And yes, because it's in a bass register, right? As opposed to like a treble register or whatever, however you want to phrase that in the theory stuff. But it is like bass register notes, but it's got a lot of frequencies that aren't just low frequencies. So it has or it can have a really dominant about 800 to like 1K, 1.2K, which would be like a high mid. It makes it kind of sound, that's like the enunciation part of my voice. So when you get that on a bass with like a pick or something that's nice and bright and full sounding, now you have like this top end that's going to cut on the bass, and now it almost sounds like you have two parts to your bass. You've got the low actual resonant frequencies, but you've got that punch on top that's hopefully matching the kick drum. You know, if you do like a 1K or 1.2K like push in the kick drum because it's got that beater head beating into it, now the two are lined up and they sound really good, and it sounds like you have more instruments playing this exact same thing, filling out more space for the three piece, right? So there's like a bunch of different ways you can kind of approach that, but that's my take on it anyways. I can show you all what the processing would look like in another video, but that's a different...
and play at the same time. So here, woo, it's just me.
I used to play DR acoustic
so guys,
strings.
These strings I use are by DR, and I use them in the model High Beams.
They're bright.
These strings are so amazing. They have a very bright sound, not very harsh, not a very like harsh, bright kind of sound, but just bright enough, if you know what I mean. And the best part of these last so long without losing that nice bright sound that they produce when you first put them on your bass. So guys,
I didn't know that was on a bass too, so that must be a proprietary thing that DR figured out. So we used to buy the DR acoustic strings because you'd leave them on way too long by accident, and all of a sudden you'd be like, wow, my guitar actually sounds like trash, but like it's still punchy, it's still bright, it's still got like stuff. And then you do a string change and you're like, oh yeah, this is what my guitar sounded like. That's so interesting. I didn't know that carried over into bass.
Next I'll be talking about my pedal board. Yay! So guys, this is my pedal board. There's not much to it, but still, I'll explain. This is the wireless system I use for live shows. This just activates the wireless system and deactivates it. So when it's red, I can use the wireless system. When it's green, I just use like a normal cable, right?
So that's like a fail-safe thing, right? Because like if the wireless transmitter isn't working, if you have frequencies interfering with it, then you need a fallback right now. If you have a battery die, just like you just got a bum battery and it dies, you need something to switch right now, right? And if there's a kill switch involved, then you won't. So basses are really, really nasty. Like we've all heard a guitar plug-in when it's like bland. Basses are really, 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 really nasty just by nature of it, especially with like when you include an audio system. So having a kill switch to switch that would be really important too.
This guy right here, I recently got this. Right now, I don't really use it that much because for live shows, I don't really use any effects.
There's not much.
I use a clean sound. But this will come in handy for the next album because the next album, the bass does have like a ton of effects. So that's why we actually got this. Right now, I only use it as a tuner, basically. But
probably a really good tuner. An expensive tuner. Is that it? Is that all we got to see?
Hey guys, so today I'm also...
Oh, that was short. That was really short. That's too bad. Oh, there's an hour of... Oh, interesting. Well, if there's another one, someone let me know. I think like I said, like the approach of having something with those high frequencies is important. Like it's for me at least in the sound systems I used to use, and I was a live guy, I wasn't a studio guy, but it was about 800, and that would give you like the pick, like the actual like chugging of it, so you've had the definition of it. And then like in a lot of rock, the bass and the kick drum go back and forth. Sometimes the bass is leading, sometimes the bass is below the kick drum when it comes to like placement, but you still need clarity. You can't just have like, you know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense, especially if you have like Danny playing like a lead or like a big guitar solo or something like that, or just like palm muting and singing or not even playing for a moment. Like you need something to fill up all that space, right? So the DR thing, having the bright strings is cool. I thought she would have had to replace them more often because I remember them, it was more of a feeling thing. They felt worn out fairly quick, but they didn't sound like it. Like they would last just like an elixir or anything else. So I dug them. They were cheap too. They were real cheap. But okay, we're doing the warning, the sacrifice, and this is live as well. Looking forward to this one, my friends. Here we go.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes.
This is a great opportunity to go into the bass, right? Because like you hear how much space it fills out, but you hear that like, and it's kind of nasty, and it's supposed to be that like chung 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 on top. That's all that brittle stuff I'm talking about. And she's got like something distorting. It could be after the fact. Like what I would do is have the bass player just play just clean bass, unless you want a distorted sound, but play clean bass, and I will mix in a little bit of distorted bass. So I'll duplicate up your signals. So whatever you're playing, I get two of them, and then I'll have one just be chunky and just conk 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 conk, just to add definition to like your nice bass sound that you already have and you know what it sounds like, right? We'll do that with the low end too, but that's another conversation. But anyway, that was a great transition into that. Listen to that.
One more simple question. No one answers. No one mentions the emotion, the commotion that fills your every need, that fills your fantasy. If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back from me.
Oh, great harmonies, my friends. Come on. I love the energy when the drum kit comes in. The kick drum, the beating kick drum was great, but like this energy right here is fantastic. Fantastic.
If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back from me.
Perfect.
I will do it, let me prove it. I'll show you what it means to be so devoted to the foreign. It's in the air that you breathe.
And it's pss, pss, boom, boom, ka, boom. And she's going ba 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 na na no, like ba na 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 na. Like it's not, man. It's just the more and more I watch these three perform and how they perform, and listen to like how like the singing and all that and how they perform that, like it's great, man. It's great. Like very 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 talented, very very talented.
Sacrifice of life to sacrifice it all. Please let me get close. You can't do it alone. You need a
Cool.
please let me home. Tell me I'm just sick of only having this guilt that eats you up inside. This emptiness is a loss of life. You know that you're running out of time. One more simple question. No one answers. No one mentions the emotion, that commotion, that fills your every need, that fills your fantasies.
Great riff, man. Danny's a powerhouse. That was like some of the best, like we'll call it spazzing vocals I've heard from her. You know what I mean? That was great.
Ocean, that commotion, that fills your every need, that fills your fantasies. If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back from me.
Great harmonies.
Do it, let me prove it. I'll show you what it means to be so devoted to the foreign. It's in the air that you breathe. It's the sacrifice of life to sacrifice it all.
Great drum fill too, man. Was she singing on top of that?
The air that you breathe. It's the sacrifice of life to sacrifice it all.
Come on, man. Great falsetto too, man. So, and like I'm just speaking as like generalized or like localized terms and like what I've experienced, but it seems like when a lot of singers get into rock, they get into like, you know, it's like Joan Jett and like legends, don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot of like attention paid to the falsetto and the head voice. So then what happens is you get singers that can wail and belt and scream and everything all day, but like once you try to do something gentle and soft, it's not great, right? Danny's killing this, man. And like processing dynamics, y'all know I love all that shit. I love all that stuff. But and like that'll still only do so much, right? Like she's still lending to the emotions. She's still telling the story. She's still providing us with the note that she wants, and it doesn't sound like it's breaking or moving or wavering or anything. Like it's great, man. And in a live environment, it's tough. It's tougher, right? Just I know y'all don't need my affirmations, but it's a reaction channel. I'm here talking about it. I want to hear the falsetto again. So menacing. That was dope. That was dope. I want to talk about these hi-hats, but I want to hear that drop again. Fantastic. Keep the harmonies too. That like cymbals and the snare drum, that like it just gives me such Boston vibes. Foreplay a long time. The beginning of that, man. That was in Rock Band too, wasn't it? We used to do that. What a cool drum fill though, man. It's singing on top of it too. Like, ugh. I want to hear it again. Wild, man. You know what? I'm really glad that we've been watching these rig rundowns because like there's a couple things that I was gonna talk about and I figured I'd save for the end. So Pow's hi-hat. It's nice and like crispy and airy, right? And so what that is she's like, and I think this is all a good technique. So she's sitting high enough up on her drum so she could play down to him. She could put her power and her weight into him, right? But what that does when you have a low hi-hat is you can only play on the nib now, but it gives you that really nice, subtle, crisp sound, right? Because in my head, I was thinking about drummers who have the hi-hat high, and it becomes this like more kind of choppy thing, and now you're getting like you're choking up on the throat of the stick, and it becomes more throaty. But then she's got that, was it her groove hats on the side, the darker ones, and she was playing those with the like the throaty part of the stick, and it had like a more chunky kind of like matching that bass vibe and that like 800 that 1K again, and it was just in the bridge breakdown when she was doing the on the hi-hats, right? But it's so much more throaty, and she was playing it in a position on the sticks that would bring that out more too. And it's just like, man, like the layers of it is just unreal. It's so much fun getting to see how they build their stuff up and what they're going for, and then seeing it live. Like this has been a blast. It's been a blast, my friends. See you on the next one.